good and important journey as well, because I definitely have had many friends around me who are non-binary or trans, or, you know, and I feel quite an ally for them as well. And I always felt like, you know, also I want to think a lot less in, you know, the female and the male. Like I'm doing this plant-based course now, and it's like, okay, so for a male person, so for a man, they need so many grams of this per day, and a female needs so many grams of that today. Like, what about my non-binary friends then? You know, like what?
Yeah.
So I sometimes get a little bit. I understand why, and I understand the whole, you know, like logic behind it. But like, I just sometimes I get a little bit flustered when we're always talking about like, oh, but you know, the male and the female, of course. And I think we all have feminine and masculine energies within us.
We do.
You know, it's all intertwined. And you know.
There is one of the women I interviewed with my live chat a few weeks ago, Mama Rainbow, she's called. She said actually, once you have kids, if you witness raising a kid, you can really see how there is no gender. You know, they're born literally with no gender.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a beautiful approach to see life. You know, you just born and you're, you know, just a bundle of life.
Think less in gender also, you know, like we can't
exactly
think genderless, you know, because it just doesn't. I mean, I also find it funny when I walk Sparky, my dog, and people go, oh, is it a boy or a girl? And it's like, what does it matter? You know, like, I mean, sometimes I think it matters because, you know, some female dogs don't like male dogs or whatever, you know, but it's just a little bit like, I always find it such a weird question, or because I love pink. So a lot of times, like, he has a pink collar, or, you know, oh, but he has a pink collar. I'm like, yeah, because he's with me, you know, like, who cares? You know, even that people think that, you know, pink is a girl and blue is a boy.
One thing that killed me, actually, my nephew, he loves to cook. He loves to cook, right? And he I think at the beginning he had issues joining the cooking club in school because it was just for girls. You know, that's the thing. It's like you cannot just stay there. You know,
exactly. Crazy, right?
Kids are kids.
Yes.
Yeah, just let them do whatever they want to do. Like,
this is the thing. Yeah. No, I totally see that, and it's just it's just. I mean, we're getting sidetracked, but that's just something that I thought was a really interesting thing. And then for you, when you're teaching, so because I felt like when you were interviewing me that veganism and yoga and veganism is very, you know, important for you and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you feel like when you're teaching yoga, that's very much part of your classes as well and your teachings?
Yeah, I don't start a yoga class until we set intention on something else than ourselves. So I really believe that when you come to the mat, is to really try to focus your energy and attention outside yourself, you know, to something bigger that can, and I always mention it can be maybe sending love, healing to a person, animals, can be nature, just anyone. So, and then I always remind them at the end, you know, that yoga carries on outside the mat. So if they can make more compassionate choices, whether it's perhaps have a vegan meal, the lunch or dinner, and just to, you know, just give a little bit to think. Or sometimes I talk about how important it is to connect with you know, death, especially in Shavasana. If we know that we only have a small amount of time on this planet, right? Because imagine how old is Earth. So if we have this small amount of time, why wouldn't we want to do our best to be compassionate and loving and spread kindness rather than harming and destroying and contributing to the planet's destruction? So, and I do get people that really love it, and I had, as you said, you know, you do change people along the way. I had a few people that really understood what I was talking about. And you also have people that really don't appreciate being reminded of that.
And that's also part of it, and that's not your problem. You know, like
I really don't care.
We can't take that personal. And also, don't underestimate. This is something that I learned in my time. Don't underestimate those who don't tell you. Because, you know, there's plenty of people like, I mean, still, I sometimes get messages from people. So I was in your class 6 years ago, and I'm like, I really have to try to remember, like, okay, so this was in Lisbon, I guess. And who was this person, you know? And
Yeah.
and then they still remember, like they remember the whole class, and then they go, yeah, I went vegan because of you. And I'm like, who is this person, you know? So and even children that I taught like cooking workshops to and stuff, you know, like I think it's also, yeah, not underestimating, like, you know, the people that aren't communicating to you but have kind of took it on and did their own thing with it,
Yeah.
you know? So
But I think kids, I've got lots of nephews and nieces, and they are so open to veganism.
yeah.
Literally, as again, the nephew that I told you loves to cook. He makes some amazing vegan cakes, and he's
Aw.
only 10, and he loves it, and they're really absorbing it
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
really
yeah,
believe that,
there's a
yeah,
new generation
they
out
will
there.
really
Yeah.
change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think there is a generation now. I think it's the age of Greta, I guess,
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg as a reference, and
Yeah.
below. They are becoming very, very aware
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
ecological disaster the meat has on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they are our hopes, I think.
Yeah, because is there, like, this is a good way to finish our podcast today as well. Like, what are your high hopes for your child? Like, what do you hope? What are your hopes for them?
I just hope he's never gonna turn to me and say, "I love meat, mom."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, that's the worst that
No.
can happen, right? Like, okay, I'm 18 now. Give me my steak for my
Yeah.
birthday. I want to go to
No,
Charlie's Steakhouse for my birthday. Yeah.
I just hope that my kids, together with many other kids, find the freedom that they deserve to live the life that they want to live, and to be compassionate and living on a planet that is more aware, and living in a society, especially a society and governments that are more aware towards people's well-being, and the earth's well-being.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to be as active as I can, even politically, and trying to share everything I know when there is a good party to vote
Yeah.
for, or trying to, because I think we all need to be more active right now if we really want to change for the future.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that change has to come from the top as well,
Yeah,
for how much we can change our own way of living. That is so important, because we can, with our money, we can choose what to contribute
absolutely
to.
Yeah.
But the governments have to also step up. Society has to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. Like more and more, because it's funny, we have this since the 90s or something, we have this commercial here in Holland, and it says like een beter milieu begint bij jezelf, which means like a better environment starts with you. And there is an amazing guy. I mean, I'm obsessed with him. His name's Tim Hofman. He's famous on Dutch TV and stuff. And he does a lot of, he's a journalist, but he's really become an activist in its own right. Like, he's just incredible. And he's really against Unilever at the moment, which is, of course, a horrible company here in Holland. They're like the number 4 of the worst companies when it comes to the environment in the world. And, so proud that they're Dutch. Not, but and he was also saying that, like, no, a better environment starts with you, motherfuckers. Like, you guys, the assholes out there, companies. That's where it starts. So don't blame it on us. Like, we're trying.
Exactly.
Because I separate my plastic and I separate my waste and I do whatever I can. But if you guys keep destroying the world, what am I gonna do? We're just little people, So it's the big guys that need to change, for sure.
We need bigger rules, big government rules that protect the land.
Absolutely.
And you cannot just take. Those big companies, like you said about Unilever, they destroy the rainforest at a rate that is disgraceful. Animals,
and Marianna, if you hear what they make, like 50 billion or something per year.
Disgusting.
No, it's like,
disgusting.
No, just no, and all the plastic, because we also try to live as plastic free as possible, which is, tricky at times when we're trying our upper best.
Yeah.
It's like, don't, like, and that's another thing, like, just be aware of what we are doing and we are creating. And I also really bothers me that all these vegan products are always, still plastic wrapped, or, they're still in a really like, no, I'm not going to buy it. It's like, oh, but aren't you vegan? I'm like, yeah, but I don't want it because I don't want all this plastic. Because I nearly would like to say that plastic is not really vegan because you're not really thinking of the environment, like it's just.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. And it's almost like greenwashing.
Yeah.
Because they put a green label on a product doesn't mean that it's really green.
No. Or even like vegan ice cream, talking about your craving. So they go, oh, look, I have vegan ice cream from Ben& Jerry's. Ben& Jerry's is not owned by Unilever, so it's not vegan. Like, in my opinion, it's like, no, this is a horrible company destroying the world. I would never, ever, I make my own ice cream anyway, if I do ever eat ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's like, just know where you're ask your questions, question everything. Like, I think that's
and you have all those kids, which it really freaks me out sometimes. Those chocolate Kinder and Twix and Mars, and it's all coming from that's full of palm oil in it, right? It's so full of the and so
rainforest, destroying the rainforest where you have your nice chocolate bar. It's ridiculous. The gorillas need it too,
And I always say, like, I understand it's cheap, I understand it's a cheap treat or something, but you know what, you're tricking your kids, in my opinion. You're tricking your kids because you're taking away their planet ultimately. So we need to be more aware of that.
They probably like the planet more than a chocolate bar, you know what I mean? Like, they probably would like to live a longer life and maybe have kids themselves than having that Mars bar. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again, but this was good.
That's another podcast.
What about your own dreams besides, so we know what you want for your kid, but do you have any sort of dreams, goals, visions in front of you for the next few years when we get away from pandemic living?
Oh my God, I wish honestly to see a world that is again more aware of the environment and animals. I wish in my lifetime at least to see hunting completely gone and laws that they stop the destruction of the Amazon and the rainforest. I would like to see towns where they plant trees and fruit trees, where people can just pick up fruit around. I have this vision, and I really hope to be able to see that day. So that's my kind of...
I was totally like there with you in this dream. I was picturing, us planting trees in your new place, and
and you go swimming, and you don't see death in the sea. You see
exactly. Plastic away from No, totally. That's a really beautiful wish and a beautiful dream, and hopefully it will come true.
And another thing I really wish actually is that they really find a way to make people work slightly less. A bit more balanced life where
so people
community
community
can flourish again.
Exactly. And help, and more communities in general, like more that feel of community also, like, hey, I have your back, I root for you. You're like, it's okay that I'll bring you some food if you don't have food, or that I feel that too. Just look after
feeling
each other,
safer with one another. Looking after one another.
Exactly. Yeah. And so at the moment, just to wrap it up, are you teaching online or something, or what are you guys doing in the classes?
Me and my husband have taken a bit of a break from teaching online, just because we were going a bit nuts with Zoom after a year now.
Zoomed out, just a little zoomed out. I know the feeling.
Yeah, so we will be back in September, I think,
nice.
with online, online workshops, and we will all put on the website. But one thing we really love to do is healing. So I'm still doing one-to-one with hypnotherapy, counseling, yoga. So if anyone needs any help, let me know.
Beautiful,
visit our website.
Very, very nice. I'll put your Instagram, your website in the show notes here, and people can find you. And I definitely,
thank you.
For me, it's been an absolute pleasure. I would highly recommend anyone doing a session with you, because, I think it would be so lovely. And I'm so happy we've connected virtually.
I'm so happy as well.
In real life,
Those chats are going so quickly, honestly. It's
I'm so glad
you
reached out, So I'm really glad you did. And now the tables were turned. I got to ask you lots of questions, so I'm really grateful for that. And when are you due? Like, when is this little one shooting out of you?
They told me the 29th of July.
Okay.
Which will be 40 weeks. But I have this feeling, maybe earlier, I think, because it's growing so big.
Okay. Wow.
It's growing too quickly, too big, in my opinion.
Oh well, we'll see. I wish you